Most people think retirement is about one thing: saving up enough money. It isn't. The expensive part comes later. After you stop working, when you have to turn that savings into a paycheck that lasts the rest of your life. That's where the real mistakes happen, and some of them you can't undo. The good news is that almost none of it is complicated, once someone actually shows you how it works. So in the next few minutes, I'll show you the one number your whole retirement is built around. The number most people never work out. Get it right, while you still can, and most of the fear quietly goes away. And if any of this has ever made you feel a step behind, like everyone else got a manual you never received, you're in good company. Almost no one is taught a word of it. That changes now. This is the first lesson in a series that starts at the very beginning and builds in order, so nothing gets skipped. Stick with me to the end, and you'll have the whole retirement picture on one page, plus your number. The easiest way to see how this works is through someone real. So meet Walt. Walt is 63. He worked a steady job for over 30 years, nothing fancy, and he managed to put away about $180,000. Next year, he wants to stop. But one fear keeps him up at night. If he retires, will the money actually last? Or will he run out in his 80s, with years still to go? Let's answer that together. Start with the one idea everything rests on. For about 40 years, you trade your work for a paycheck. You show up, money shows up. Retirement is simple to say. You replace that paycheck without the work. The bills don't stop when the job does, so the money has to come from somewhere else now. So really, retirement isn't an age at all. It's the day your money starts paying you. So where does that replacement money come from? For almost everyone, just 3 places. But here's what trips people up. They lean on the wrong one, and that's exactly why retirement starts to feel impossible. The first is Social Security. Your monthly check from the government, based on the years you worked and paid in. The second is your own savings, whatever you set aside during your career. The third is a pension, a check straight from an old employer, for life. Those are mostly gone now, so most people, Walt included, don't have one. Here's the part that matters. They're built to work together. Social Security covers a slice of the bills, and your savings cover the rest. Lean too hard on the wrong one, and the math never seems to add up. Now, where do those savings actually sit? This is where the scary words live. And here's a mistake that confuses millions of people. They think a 401k, an IRA, and a Roth are investments. They're not. Here's the part that clicks once you see it. You could own the exact same fund, the exact same stocks, inside all 3. The account is just the wrapper around it. So what's the difference? Taxes and timing. A 401k is a wrapper you get through work, and the money usually goes in before tax. An IRA is the same wrapper, but you open it yourself. And a Roth flips the taxes. You pay now, while you're working, so it all comes out tax-free later. Same investment, 3 different wrappers, 3 different deals with the taxman. That's the whole game. And here's something to hold on to for later. The money inside these accounts grows by owning small pieces of real businesses, through the profit they share and their value rising over time. Not by lending it out for interest. We'll come back to that. Now, that thing almost nobody teaches. Your money has 2 halves. The years you fill the account, and the years you carefully empty it without running dry. You've heard about filling it your whole life. Emptying it wisely is the hard part, and it's where most people get hurt. Walt is about to cross that line. Which brings us to Walt's number. And yours. Here's how you find it. No spreadsheet needed. Start with what you need each month to live. For Walt, about $3,500. Then subtract what's already coming in. His Social Security will be around $1,900 a month. $3,500 minus $1,900 leaves $1,600. That $1,600 a month is the gap your savings have to fill. And that gap is the number your whole plan is built around. Everything else, how big a nest egg you need, how long it has to last, gets calculated from this one figure. So it's not some terrifying $1 million target. It's a monthly gap. Walt's is $1,600. Yours is whatever's left when you subtract what's coming in from what you need. Find that, and you found the number this whole video promised you. But a number alone isn't a plan. Because 5 things can come after that gap, and almost every lesson on this channel is about beating one of them. The first is quiet. You simply live longer than your money lasts. The second creeps in every single year. Prices rise, and your fixed income slowly buys less. The third can be brutal if it hits early. Health costs, especially before Medicare, the government coverage that starts at 65. The fourth one catches people off guard. The government eventually forces you to pull money out of those accounts and pay the tax, somewhere around 73 to 75 depending on the year you were born. It even has a name. A required minimum distribution. And the fifth has the worst timing of all. The market drops right as you start spending it down. 5 threats. We take them down one at a time, in the lessons ahead. So here's your whole retirement, on one page. Money comes in from a few sources. It sits in a few wrappers. You spend years filling them, then carefully empty them, while you hold off 5 threats. And sitting at the center of all of it is your number. That monthly gap between what you need and what's already coming in. Walt knows his now. $1,600. He doesn't have every answer yet, but he's not staring into the dark anymore. He has the one figure everything else gets built on. And if you don't know yours yet, that's okay. You just learned exactly how to find it. That's the whole point of starting here. So follow along, because each lesson builds on this one, and you're never dropped in the middle again. Next time, we start with that first source, Social Security, and it's the one people get most wrong. Because your benefit isn't decided by one number. It's 3. And misread any one of them, and you can shrink your check for the rest of your life. That's where we go next. I'll see you there.